Welcome back to another episode of the Breakdown Recap. Oh my goodness, Celtics. Oh my goodness, Mavs. I gotta say that this time, because at first, I'm not gonna lie, all night I was salty as fuck. I can't believe the way that Celtics got bombed out there, okay? Because I was watching a few things. I seen no energy, lethargicism, no one putting the full energy, effort out there. The boys, who the boys? Let me scroll through real quick, see the boys. No one getting more than 15 points on the Celtics side. Oh, you guys serious? Oh my goodness. Combined. 10, 25. 35 points from Tatum, Holiday, and Brown. I mean, what can I say? Unfortunately, of course, that blew up the parlay. I hit the under, but no over, though. You know what I'm saying? And actually, the over was hit thanks to the Mavericks. Like I said, the Mavericks win, though. That would be the case. But I was considering that if the Mavericks were to win, that it was going to be a more competitive game. Not the ass beating we saw last night, okay? 38 points, the biggest letdown in the finals. One of the biggest, actually the third highest beatdown in the finals. Of course, it goes by the Celtics, you know? Like, and then the thing about that too, like, I watched some things before I made this video. And then actually, I wasn't really surprised. I was astonished by the fact that Joe Mazzulla, he was not even upset. He gave Mavericks credit and due. He wasn't beating no one's face in about how bad they got beat. He wouldn't talk about how they could do better. You're just saying, it is what it is. They did good. Which is uncharacteristic from him. Just FYI. Just putting it out there. Just putting it out there. But yeah, no. There wasn't too much for me to think about first. I had much to say about this, aside from that they let me down. This should have been a wash. But after watching some video footage, seeing some things, it's like, I feel like these teams are all like, if you guys happen to watch Marvel or read comic books or anything like that, they're just superhero by the name of Gladiator. And he's basically like a Marvel version of Superman to some degree, right? You know, superpower, flight, X-ray vision, laser beams, that kind of stuff, you know? But his power and his strength all comes from one thing: confidence. When he's lacking confidence, he loses his powers, loses his ability, loses his strength. So that's what it seemed like here. This is what both these teams are like. The benches, the role players. When one person is faltering, the whole shit falls apart. Doesn't happen to the Mavericks the entire time. Because I'm not gonna lie, aside from looking at the points, Luka did nothing different. Looking at the points alone, looking at the points and the stats for Luka and Kyrie, they did nothing out of character. They did stuff they always kept doing. But the role players were there, doing role player shit and doing what they gotta do. Because combined, what to do? Kyrie and Luka combined just 50 points. Just 50 points. But the rest of the cast came up with an additional 72 points. That's the thing. That's the difference. Because every game they lost, like I said, the rest of the team weren't doing anything. No one was doing anything. We have Tim Hardaway had 15. He hit 5 threes. 5 for 7 or 3. Jaden Green, is it? Josh Green. No, sorry, Roman. Lively hit 11. Dante Exum did 10. Everyone made some points, you know what I'm saying? The whole team was doing stuff, you know what I'm saying? That's what happened this time, this game. Like, they had fire up. They had the motivation. They had the motivation in this game that they had last game except Celtics didn't show up to play the defense that they would. That was the thing here. Celtics did not play the defense. They seemed like they were befuddled. Like no one had an answer, and they completely changed up the game plan. Like how they were running, like I was saying, how great they were running in the paint, passing the ball around, creating openings, and hitting those open shots. They weren't doing none of that shit this time. They had maybe one pass, maybe two passes, and then shoot. And they were just want throwing things up the correct way. Let me see. The number-wise, what did they do? I mean, before they got pulled out, Jaylen Brown went 3 for 12. Jason Tatum went 4 for 10. No one hit no shots. Oh, yeah, the bottom player, like I was saying with Luka, he went 0 for 8 for threes. You know what I'm saying? They were just missing these shots. Kyrie went 1 for 6 for threes. So, like, they were just getting everything. Which I'll go into the next section for this. So, basically, just FYI, field goals, 29 for 80. That's Celtics. They shot 36.3% from the field. They hit a bunch of threes, 14 for 41. But Mavericks hit 15 for 37. So, that's a wash. Like, nothing really happened. The rebounds, 31 to 52. Mavericks had 52 rebounds there, right? And of those, 4 to 13. 13 was offensive. And then 12 more for defensive side. It was ridiculous. Steal the blocks, the turnovers, points in the paint, 26 to 60. I mean, obviously, you talk about the points in the paint. We had 60, half the scores from the boys. The Mavs were the paint. They just ran over, did what they needed to do. It's a sad affair for people like me who happen to bet and imagine the sweep was coming. If I imagine the sweep was coming, I imagine the game would be a lot more competitive. Because that parlay I did would have been nice. If everything went through the way it was supposed to went through. If everyone shut up a little better. Everyone got pulled out by third quarter? If that. It was just a wrap. It was just rap city. Dallas won every quarter. Just FYI. But yeah, I said, there wasn't too much to take away from the initial impression. But there was a lot more. We started watching things. Dallas stepped up the defense and played like they actually didn't want to get swept. They looked like the Minnesota Timberwolves. Game 4. That's exactly what happened right here. But the difference was the Mavericks, in that series, they were trying. They were super trying. Like, they didn't look like they were washed up or they were exhausted like Celtics were. Celtics looked pretty bad. They were doing bad turnovers. They changed the style of play. It wasn't looking good for them. Whereas the Mavericks definitely were. So, I don't want to say this game was a fluke per se, but I know if I was Luka, I wouldn't feel great about how it ended. I'd be thinking some things, you know what I'm saying? But either way, though, if Mavericks bring that energy and that fire, this series may go longer than expected. I'll be super sad if they win the next game, and it goes, and Celtics win 4-2. I'll be super sad because I cashed out that future bet. This right here, though, it's just saddening. We have more basketball. So maybe my friend might be right. If you watched the last video, he made those comments that I said it out. And the Celtics might want to end it at home. If the Celtics ended at home, there'd be another 5-game series that they played. And doing for the home crowd. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see what happens. I'm not going to foresee. I don't know if Mavericks can still bring the same fire energy next game because the role players played their position and actually helped the team make buckets. That's why they scored 122 points compared to not even breaking 100 in every other game. So, that being said, next game will be in Boston. We'll see what happens from there. We try and see if we can make some proper predictions next time so we can actually get this money. Because we are here to get this money together. Happy gambling grinders. Make a wish.